This is your Marine Corps Installations West Regional Roundup for the month of October 2016. On October 1st, Marines with Weapons and Tactics Instructor course performed drills from a UH-1Y Huey helicopter at K9 Village, Yuma Proving Grounds, Arizona.
Talon exercise or Talon X, but this is a WTI major event. So the purpose of this event is to train not only infantry unit how to conduct a foreign humanitarian assistance mission, which is vastly different than the typical offensive or defensive missions that we normally participate in. But this gets us out in the public eye, and it just shows them that when we go to other countries, we're coming there to help the local populace. Biggest thing is insert, actions on the objective, and extract, the three big components of this.
It helps us with providing those resources for our locals around, doing humanitarian aid, providing that security so we can get those locals inside and get them the resources they need.
October 3rd, Camp Pendleton Public Affairs covers a 2016 combined federal campaign that started September 1st and runs through December 15th.
Employees the opportunity to improve the quality of life for those in need.
Giving back is very important. There are times when in our lives we will need to utilize these charities and we're not even aware of it. These charities, they are a nonprofit. Our donations is what helps them, be able to, go through this year and be able to help others in need.
Camp Pendleton's goal for the 2016 campaign is to raise $300,000 for various charitable organizations.
There's 3 ways to donate. We have the MyPay, and MyPay, we can start an allotment through it. Then there's CFC Nexus. CFC Nexus, it's where you can donate via credit card or debit card. It's a one-time, payment. Then of course the old school pledge cards. They can fill it out. After they fill it out, the white copy and blue copy goes to the payroll office, and the pink copy goes to the donor. And the pay section will start an allotment.
Participation in CFC is voluntary, and every donation goes directly to the service member's charity of choice.
We believe in honor, courage, commitment. We honor our country, we honor our people. This is an honor to be able to support these agencies, and these agencies support the people that are in need. To find the information for CFC, they can go on to www.socalcfc.org. We're committed to this nation, to the people in our nation, and the people in our nation need us.
On October 5th, Colonel Jason Woodworth, Commanding Officer, Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, and Mick Wasco, Marine Corps Air Station Miramar's Energy Program Manager, discussed the importance of Energy Action Month.
That energy conservation is a force multiplier, and that makes us better warfighters. And that concept is known as energy ethos. Our base's utility bill amounts to $14 million. So if you were to save a mere 2% in something like electricity, that could be over $200,000 a year.
Cuts in installation budgets mean that operational forces can still do all of their training, prepare to go to combat. So that said, that means we have less pot of money to play with. So anywhere we can save money, we can help support the operational forces do their mission by saving that money in other places.
Energy in our world means energy and water. In terms of energy conservation, something that we do very well is efficiency projects. We're over 50% renewable because we get most of our energy from the landfill. The landfill that's on our property produces methane. Microgrid is the concept of having an electrical grid within the larger grid. We are looking at using our microgrid assets to support the larger grid in the event that it's peak summer demand and could potentially cause a blackout. We can support the grid and use our assets to help. So as an individual person, if you were to say, can I save 2% on the electricity that I use in my office? One would think that's somewhat manageable. What we're doing is using the renewable energy resources that we have along with conventional fuel and have essentially a backup power system. If all goes well, the answer is we could sustain ourselves as long as we need to.
October 11th, Camp Pendleton Public Affairs covers the Legal Assistance Office.
So Legal Assistance Office provides Marines aboard this installation as well as anyone in the geographical area with a trained professional attorney who come from a breadth of different civilian practice areas and can give Marines and dependents legal advice and even represent them to a limited degree in any legal dispute they might have. There's a federal law called the Service Members Civil Relief Act that allows service members to terminate their residential leases, vehicle leases, cell phone leases and contracts if they're PCSing or deploying. That also applies to banks and loans. It entitles you to a decrease in your interest rates on any loans you have if you're deploying. So our office sees a lot of family law cases, from divorces to legal separation to adoption. Our office is well trained and knowledgeable about family law in California. We can guide you from start to finish on the divorce process, helping you fill out the paperwork, file it, and eventually get a judgment in your favor. So simply, if you suspect you are the victim of identity theft, first you should go pull your credit report from annualcreditreport.com. If you see anything suspicious or you see content that is identity theft, someone else using your identity to buy things or to sell things, then you should file what's called an identity theft report. That's a combination of a FTC report, Federal Trade Commission report, and a police report. You put those two things together, you have an identity theft report, and you can get that wiped from your credit report. The best way to contact our office would be to call our front office at 725-6558 or go to our website. You just Google Camp Pendleton Legal Assistance and we have a whole bunch of information there, as well as our contact information for when to come in to see an attorney, how to get in contact with us, and what specific legal issues we can help you with.
On October 14th, various squadrons with Marine Air Group 39 compete against each other in the first MAG-39 Warrior Games aboard Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton.
For some reason, Pritchard and I, when we thought about this, the MAG-39 inaugural, this is the first Warrior Games, and the reason we wanted to do this was for unit camaraderie. All Marines love competition, so this was a great way for us to get out there. The full MAG, the largest MAG of 4,000 Marines, we had a couple thousand Marines out here today, and what we were doing was war-fighting type training. We had McMap, we had 7-ton poles, we had some sprints, we had pugil sticks, we had a number of other events, pull-up competition. In addition to that, we had off-duty metrics, which was if you had a long weekend, you got points if you didn't have any off-duty issue. And in addition to that, what we had was the aggregate scores for CFTs and PFTs, so really bringing the warfighting spirit into a fun competition right on a Friday.
Came up with the Warrior Games idea. We wanted to make it different than any regular field meet. Like the CO said, you know, some combat atmosphere, some McMap mindset, but we also spread it out throughout the year also. We actually started competing in May. So throughout the year, like the CO said, you know, if Marines didn't get DUIs or in trouble over the weekend, they got points for that. For high PFTs and CFTs, our Elite Warrior Challenge, our McMap Challenge, Pugil Stick, as the CO said. So it was something different than just normal field meet stuff. We wanted to make it exciting.
October 16th, Camp Pendleton's Fire Department holds a fire prevention and safety expo at the 11 area parade deck.
We have life flight helicopters that's going to come in for the public to come and take a look at, see what our capabilities are.
From 29 Palms Marine Base.
So we figured we'd bring this little guy just to inform him and give him some good insight with some of these firefighters that are here today. I think it's good not only for knowledge, but just to keep the kids aware that there is a you know, the threat of a fire, especially in Southern California. It's very common, and then on top of that, it gives them a face-to-face to understand that the firefighters are good guys. They're there just in case they had to come into a house or something like that. They're not afraid of the firefighter, per se.
Week, this year's theme is change your smoke detectors every 10 years, and it's very important, because these little things right here are lifesavers. They could save your life. Need us to come out, want us to come out for a family day event or something that's going on in the neighborhood, you could always call us at the Fire Prevention Office.
On October 17th, Camp Pendleton hosts a ceremony to officially designate and rename the 11 area post office as Camp Pendleton Medal of Honor Post Office.
Vargas was awarded the Medal of Honor for his actions in Dai Do during the Vietnam War.
Today really makes me humble because at any time that you can receive the recognition that we live-in recipients are receiving today, and a lot of them call me the last couple of days and they send their best.
Legislation to dedicate the post office to Medal of Honor recipients was introduced in early 2015 and signed into law on June 13, 2016.
Thanks everybody for coming out. This is, despite the weather, this is a great day. When Americans and patriots can get together to acknowledge those who have given their very best effort and then some, and many who have given the ultimate sacrifice in the service of this nation.
The Medal of Honor is the nation's highest military honor, awarded for personal acts of valor above and beyond the call of duty.
Also on October 18th, Camp Pendleton Marines participate in various egress training exercises.
Today, we ran the Marines to a series of exercises. First, they had the MET trainer, which is the MAT-V egress trainer. What that consists of is giving a scenario that you have an accident, show you how to strategically, when the vehicle turns over, how to properly and swiftly and safely maneuver your way to get out of the vehicle. Additional to that, you had to have CCS, which entails a convoy simulator. You go through that, giving you hit an IED or whatever the mission calls for while doing a convoy, and given you do get hit, which transcends into the MET and the heat trainer.
I loved envisioning myself actually doing this in the heat of the moment, and it's just another thing that, you know, when you pick up your rifle, you feel good knowing, you know, this is what I stand for. You know, I do stuff like this. You know, it comes with the job title.
This is definitely a key training ground here, because a lot of Marines, prior to going to deployment, this is a prerequisite for them to go through. And given that it is a prerequisite, it definitely says how important it is, because if you're not trained, you can't fight.
And on October 26th, Camp Pendleton hosts an unveiling ceremony to the monument of Staff Sergeant Reckless at the Pacific Views Event Center. Local media outlets ABC 10, CBS 8, and Fox 5 also covered the event. Camp Pendleton holds an unveiling ceremony for the monument celebrating the life of Staff Sergeant Reckless at the Pacific Views Event Center.
I learned an awful lot. Mostly she was a herd animal, and so the Marines became her herd, and she was very loyal to them. And a lot of horses don't do that. I mean, for her to be turned loose and to be working across open fields with the landmines and incoming fire, and to do all this on her own, I learned a lot about her loyalty.
Reckless served as a pack horse for the Recoilless Rifle Platoon, Anti-Tank Company, 5th Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division, serving as part of Marine Corps history. One of her many accomplishments was during the Battle of Pumanjam, Vegas. She made 51 solo trips in one day, covering over 35 miles while carrying a total of 9,000 pounds of munitions while under fire. Reporting from Camp Pendleton, Lance Corporal Emmanuel Necochea.